Hey folks, if you've been waiting and biding your time to buy some new memory cards, you might want to hurry up and do it sooner than expected. The new CFexpress Type B V4 cards are incredible, but prices are about to jump across the industry. These V4 cards were sent to me by the manufacturers OWC and Angelbird, and I'm going to be speed testing them against first generation cards that were the fastest I used at that point. I'll show you how these guys are performing and take a look at the card readers as well and see how the performance actually compares. But before we dive into benchmarks, let's talk about what's inside these cards. It's NAND flash memory. Now, NAND is the core storage technology used in SSDs and RAM modules, got them reversed, as well as memory cards. It's what allows data to be written and read at incredible speeds. The problem is NAND supply is under huge pressure right now. AI data centers are consuming massive amounts of NAND and DRAM to train their large models, and manufacturers are prioritizing enterprise SSDs over consumer products. That's why we're seeing prices rise across the board and why memory cards are being caught up in the storm. So the catch is that whilst these V4 cards are amazing, the timing couldn't be worse for them kind of hitting the market. DDR5 RAM has seen the most extreme price surge. Chips that cost about $7 in early 2025 are now $27. That's like a 300% increase. NVMe's doubled in the same time. Samsung 990 Pro 2 terabytes went from around 120 to 240. And Crucial's T700 PCIe 5 jumped from like 220 to 400 in just a year, and some of the 8 terabyte and even 4 terabyte NVMe drives are now literally more valuable by weight than gold, despite gold being at a record high itself. So I think I'm going to be dumping all of my gold and Nvidia stock investments and putting it all into SSDs. Forget crypto mining, it's SSD hoarding season if you want to make some money. Now, even memory cards, they're not safe. SanDisk Extreme Pro CFexpress Type B 128 did climb from $88 to about $110, a 25% rise over that time. So props to card makers for managing to hold off the big jumps so far, but analysts are expecting supply to remain limited all through 2026. So you could expect to see fairly significant price rises coming through later this year, just as we have with the other forms of memory that are relying on NAND technology. And sadly, it's not just CFexpress Type A and B 4 cards that are feeling the squeeze. SD cards, especially the really fast V90 UHS-2 models, are already seeing announced price increases. So CFexpress Type A, which is popular for Sony cameras, has fewer suppliers and is even more exposed to NAND price increases. CFast cards, although they're less common these days, are NAND-based and could rise in cost a lot for those legacy workflows. And even micro SD used in drones and action cameras, it hasn't spiked dramatically yet, but it is vulnerable if NAND costs keep climbing. The bottom line is, whether it's CFexpress, SD, micro SD, all of these cards in some way rely on NAND flash memory, and all of them are facing this upward price pressure. Now, before we get into the fun part, which is all of the speed testing here, I just wanted to tell you about my newest course, which is about shooting intimate portraits in small spaces. If you're into shooting artistic portraits, but you don't have a huge budget, you don't have a dedicated studio, you're shooting in your home or in Airbnbs or hotels, that kind of thing, this course is specifically made for you. We work with 5 different models in the same real lived-in small apartment and show how to get really dramatically different results using simple equipment, just with a creative mindset and a collaborative approach with the models. You can see full details on that below. So in my testing of the last generation of cards, I found that the Next Storage 660GB B1 Pro was the top performer, and the Sonnet Dual card reader was the fastest in studio. So I just today retested this combo, and we're getting around 1430 write and 1470 read. That's still really decent and, good performance. But jumping into the V4 cards, first up I tested the 1TB OWC Atlas Ultra card with their dedicated reader, and for all of these I'm using their reader and the cable that they sent it with. Here we saw write speeds up to around 1660 and read speeds jumped way up to like 2750. I tested it with the fans on and off, and in my cool studio the results were the same. Then testing the Angelbird AV Pro V4 cards, we saw a big jump using their card reader. We were getting 2150 write and close to 3000 read. That's really, really impressive speeds. It's worth noting, however, that the OWC reader is only $99, whereas the Angelbird one is $259. And for some reason, when I tested the OWC card in the Angelbird reader or the Angelbird card in the OWC reader, there was a really significant drop in performance. It like halved. Even if I mixed up the cables, it seemed to really affect the performance. So kind of surprising, to be honest. Now you might be wondering which cameras actually support these higher speeds. Now, right now it's mainly the flagships, the Nikon Z9, Z8, Canon's R5 and R3, and cinema bodies like Canon's C500, and of course the RED cameras. These cameras push continuous RAW bursts and 8K or even 12K video streams that demand writing speeds above 2000 megabytes per second. That's where CFexpress V4 really shines. It keeps the buffer clear, prevents drop frames, and really increases your speed for offloading things on set. We are filming with Z9s, Z8s, as well as a RED camera at the moment, and also a 12K Pixis camera. And I can tell you, on a recent half-day, 6-hour dance shoot that we did between the two different video cameras and me shooting high frame per second stills, we generated something like 3 terabytes worth of data. I don't even want to think about what that costs in terms of storage right now, but it is a huge amount of data, and having the fastest cards and readers can really save you hours of time in the backup process, beyond getting the actual things safely saved on the shoot. So if you're shooting ultra high res video or fast action, these cards don't just look good on paper, they will change your workflow. So in summary, the CFexpress V4 cards that I've tested are the fastest cards I've ever tested and significantly faster than the last generation. But thanks to the global shortages on NAND, it could be the worst timing for your wallet. If you're looking to buy any high-end cards, I would recommend putting them towards the start of this year. I recently bought a 4 terabyte NVMe. It was at a decent price, but I can see that in just the weeks since I purchased it, the price has jumped by another 20 to 30%. Again, memory card companies have been doing pretty well at holding these off, but if the demand keeps up, we're going to see that there's nothing but upward pressure on prices, and you could expect, I don't want to say a number, but if SSDs have jumped in 2025 by 200 to 300%, I wouldn't be surprised if the high-end cards follow with a similar, 200% increase. I hope not, but if you're looking to buy one, do it sooner rather than later. Thanks to OWC and Angelbird for sending these out. I did contact all of the big manufacturers asking them to send some out. I don't know if their reluctance to do so was because they were worried about speed issues or if they just have shortages due to the factors we're talking about, but it was great to be able to at least get in 2 of the leading brands to present to you guys. Let me know what you're shooting, let me know what the biggest data drop you've done on one day of shooting has been, and I'll see you guys soon.